Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today's session in our webinar series hosted by MEED's Customer Success team. I'm Amal Abdullah, a Customer Success Manager here at MEED, and I'll be your host for this session. In customer success, our goal is to help you get the greatest value from MEED. We partner with you and your teams to embed our intelligence into your day-to-day workflow, align it with your priorities, and support you in achieving your desired outcome. Today's session will focus not only on finding the information on the platform itself, but using it to generate meaningful business opportunities. So for today's agenda, what we'll cover today, we'll start with the introduction to MEED Projects, who uses it, the MEED team that supports you and your business. Next, I'll walk you through how to identify the right opportunities for your organization and how to make the most of the key platform features to stay updated as on those opportunities progress. We will then move into stakeholder mapping, how to use MEED projects to identify the right stakeholders, understand who is winning projects, and to understand how to get in contact with these stakeholders. From there, we will move to analysis dashboards and how to understand the direction of different markets and to help you support the decision making after mapping your plan. I'll also introduce you to MEED Project's new AI feature and how it can help you streamline your workflow and make it faster. Finally, I'll leave some time for us at the end to do some Q&A. Let's start about talking about MEED Project itself. As all of you know, MEED Projects is a premium subscription-based platform that provides comprehensive project tracking solution. It was launched in 2001, and for nearly 2.5 decades, it has been supported. It has supported a lot of executives and teams across multiple industries and regions. Today, MEED is powered by over 100 employees, including 60 dedicated researchers, 5 analysts dedicated for customers, and focused all on delivering high quality intelligence and client support. Alongside this, you have your customer success and account management teams who work closely with the clients to contribute on 80% renewals rate. We also have an in-house editorial team of 10 journalists who help produce insights and market coverage. In addition to the platform data, we do publish more than 90 unique reports each year, adding further context and analysis to support your decision making. So MEED Project's role in the industry itself is to be a leading source of project intelligence in the MENA region. We provide market information that support you in market sizing, forecasting, with a coverage of over 77 countries, 8 sectors, and 33 subsectors. The platform includes over 20,000 projects and 40,000 company profiles, helping you track activity, understand the competitive landscape, and identify opportunities with confidence. So in regards to who uses MEED projects, we have several personas and different roles that uses MEED projects platform. Just an example of them, starting with consultants and contractors, they use MEED projects to leverage market data to build growth plans and to create targeted company and project lists and to uncover new business ideas. We have material, equipment, and technology suppliers. They use the platform to follow market development, spot sales opportunities, access contact information, and develop growth plans using comprehensive market forecast. We also have professional service firms and insurers, for example. They rely on MEED projects to identify upcoming projects, generate leads, track industry deals, benchmark performance, and develop strategies for entering new markets. Lastly, we have lenders, investors, and developers. They use MEED projects to stay informed about new, ongoing, and completed projects, assess risk across global construction markets, and identify potential partners, vendors, and customers. Lastly, I would like to introduce you to the team that you will be working with in MEED. It's very important that you are aware of the support that you receive from MEED because this is an added value to your subscription. This allows you to maximize and get the most out of your access to help you succeed in your role and your business. Being a subscriber, your first point of contact will be your account manager, who will help you with anything that you need to know about your subscription, especially the commercial requirements, and make sure you get the access to the right markets that you are looking for. Alongside your dedicated account manager, you have us, the customer success team. And we are here to support you understand and get the maximum value from the platform by organizing any kind of trainings, similar webinars to today's session, and support you with any queries you need on the platform. We also have the analysts. So let's start our session today by understanding how can I build a pipeline and turn all information I have and the intelligence I have on the platform into actionable plan for me to gain business. So as you can see, once we log into MEED Projects, the first stop I want to start with is the projects database. Once you click on projects, you will be redirected to the projects database. And at the first look, you will find that you have access, or you can see all the projects that are within your subscription. For example, for me, I can see 68,000 projects, but that doesn't necessarily mean these are the projects that will fill my pipeline or the opportunities I'm seeking. That's why we have the filters to the left. The filters are mainly to refine your search to your specific objective, to your strategy of the year, for example. So I'll use the filters depending on my objectives. My first recommendation here would be, before you use any of the filters, write down what is your objective. Am I building a pipeline, for example, for the second half of 2026? Which sectors am I focusing on? And even in more detail, what are the subsectors I'm focusing on? What's the part of the timeline of the project I want to be involved in? The more refinement I make on the filters, the more I'm showing myself only the opportunities that will actually turn into a business sales opportunity for me. I'm going to use an example here. For example, I'm focused on understanding the GCC hospitality projects that will be awarded until the end of 2026. Now I need to translate this into a filter. To the left, I'll start by the location. So I can use any of the categories that we have here for locations. Because we have different subscribers, we have these different set of locations, but I can either select all GCC because this is now the objective I defined, or select a specific country or even specific province within a country, or more even detailed focus on one city. This is how detailed I can be with my objective, and the more precise I am, the more the accurate result and the right opportunity will be shown to me. I'm going to select GCC as this is my objective. Moving then to the sector. We have the defined sector or defined industries listed here. Then, as I said, my objective is I want to see the hospitality scene or market and opportunities only that will be awarded until 2026 end. So I can find hospitality as a subsector inside construction. I'm going to look only at hospitality for this session. Then I move to stage and status. Stage and status is a very strategic filter because yes, I can be focused only on bidding stage of a contract or a project, but from a strategy point of view, I can be studying the market, so I can look at study phase. I can look very early because I'm planning a strategy for a 5 year, for a 3 year, depending on what I'm looking for. So to be strategic, you have to understand the flow of how we capture the projects in the platform. So we have the active projects split into two: pre-execution, upcoming projects, and execution projects. It starts as early as study phase projects. These are just announced, not yet progressed into design or consultants or have anything yet approved or confirmed on them. Then feed and design. Now, this is where the architects, the consultants, advisor might have already joined the project, depending on the different industries. It could be feed or design. Then we move into the bidding stage. So the bidding stage has three different stages: main contract PQ, main contract bid, and bid evaluation. So when the main contractors are pre-selected or the pre-qualified are selected, then the main contract bid is when the tender is open and there is an opportunity there to start applying for the tender. Bid evaluation is when the tender is closed and they are evaluating it. Then it moves to execution. Contract awarded is when the main contractor is selected, but there is a gap between contract is awarded and the main contractor have actually moved to construction. That's why we split the execution into two phases to have this gap shown clearly for suppliers, everyone who want to be involved with the contractor after they have been awarded. Then we also keep a record of inactive projects, on hold, complete, and cancel. This can be used for data analysis to understand the trends of the historical data on the platform itself. So for me, I'm going to look for pre-execution, everything pre-execution in hospitality. I can also use a lot of the other filters. As I'm anxious of time, I don't want to go through all of the filters, but for example, if my strategy of the year have a specific value of projects, let's say I want to focus on over $1 billion projects, I would select the value to be 1,000 million and above, for example. If I'm targeting projects owned by government only, I can filter the projects by the owner of these projects. And finally, I had one more objective that I haven't applied. I wanted to look at projects that will be awarded to main contractor until the end of 2026 only. And that leads me to the last filter I'm going to apply here, which is key project milestone. The key project milestone is basically filtering the projects by a main event or a milestone event that will happen in a very specific time frame. What that means is I want to look at projects that will be in main contract award status, or this event will happen between 1st of July and end of December 2026. So this is my pipeline for the second half of 2026. Then I can apply the filters. Out of the 68,000, I have 137 projects. Now, this is a great number because this is a pipeline I can start working on of a total value $26 billion. This is a great pipeline. Before navigating through all of these different projects, one of the features I want to show on the platform itself, if I apply a set of filters like this one, and I know that I'm going to come back to it until end of 26, for example. I'm going to come back to it every time I'm using the platform. I don't want to spend time applying the different filters every time I log in. Also, I want to be notified with my opportunities, what updates happened, what progress happened, even if I'm busy, too busy to log into the platform. What I can do is I can navigate to the bottom here and create saved search and alert. The saved search is meant to, first of all, make your use of the platform more efficient, so you will not waste time every time selecting the different filters. Even if you have different objective, you can have several saved searches, but this will save you time because every time you log in, you just click on the saved search name, and that will apply the filters and show you the result. The second part is always associated with an alert, which means every time you use it, every time you create a saved search and set an alert for it, whenever there is a change in these 137 opportunities, I will receive an email from me telling me what kind of update happened. So for example, for me, I'm going to call this GCC Hospitality Leads 2026. H2. So I'm going to give it a name that's distinct to me because this makes me understand what kind of filters I've set because as I mentioned, you can have several saved searches. Then I can share it with colleagues if they have the same objective within my team. I can share it with them so it will be set for them as well. Then I set up the alert. It's just two things. I set the frequency. For example, I want weekly updates on this search. And then what kind of change am I looking to be notified on? When there is new projects that fall under this criteria or updating contacts or change in stage, or I can select all kind of changes, confirm and save. This is the first trick I need to know about this database. The second tip I want to show you is when you want to download these uh, projects and their details and data points into an Excel, you can download it from here. But before you do that, I want to highlight the last filter is project field to export. The project field to export is basically customizing the Excel sheet to your needs. Not everyone needs all data points. And some of the data points in the default Excel sheet might not fit your objective or your goals. As you can see here, these pre-selected data points, these are the default Excel sheet. So if I just download now, this will be the data included in the Excel sheet. Project name, type, location. But for example, if I want to study the size of market of owner type, for example, how much of my opportunities are owned by government, I would add a column about owner type, then I can analyze the information from that. Let's say I want to add the scope to have it all listed for all the 137, specification, contract type. I can add all of these as data points. Even the updates that MEED add to the profiles, I can add them as what's the latest updates on the projects. I can also add who are the bidders, who are the financial advisors, who are the consultants. I can add any of these roles to be added to the Excel sheet. Then I apply. After that, I can download to Excel the list of all the projects with only the data points I'm focusing on. After that, I want to show you what a profile of a project would include. So let's just quickly open this profile. For example, this Diriyah project, Edition Hotel. What kind of information is included in a profile of a project? At the beginning, there is an information card that will show you if this is part of a master plan, who is the owner of this project, some details about the sector, subsector, contract type, monetary values associated, and dates associated with this project. Moving from that, I'm going to find the project details. And in the project details, you'll start with the project timeline, which will show you first the big milestones, like the commercial bid will have started already in February for this, but the contract award is in September, so it's coming up soon. Also, any update our team could get will be added in the timeline here. So this will be your stop to find all the news and updates about the project from one place. Moving past that, you will find map and images. Map and images will be the exact location of the project and images after the construction starts on the project. Our boots on the ground will be taking images of the construction. Then description and scope. This will have a high-level description of what's included in that specific development or building. So the systems included and details. Past that, I'll find companies and contacts. Companies and contacts will be a table that will frequently be updated because it includes every company and their role that will be part of this project. So, for example, the owner, the operator, the consultant, main contractor, and the table will include also columns of who pre-qualified to bid, who actually submitted a bid, and then once awarded, who got awarded this contract. Moving past that, we will find key project milestone. This is to help you understand the timeline of this project. News and update. This is our team updating the data new information. Even if there's no new information, they will let you know that they have then the completion of the contract. We'll also show you country and sector data. This will show you the similar projects in the same market. So this is in Saudi Arabia, all the hotel results in Saudi Arabia. This will just show you the size of the market, market index, and the current projects. In addition, also to the platform, the estimated material usage. And this is part of every profile now. It will show you our estimation of what's the size of or value of each material included in this project. So the aluminum, concrete, structural steel, and so on. So what are the features that I can utilize here to keep me up to date with my opportunities and my highest value projects that I want to pursue, for example? First thing is you click on this red arrow if you want to add an alert only for this project. What that means is I want to know every detail, every new update that our team, our MEED team, get on this profile. I'll just set the frequency and what kind of changes and subscribe. That means you receive email whenever there's an update on this project. Then you can add it to your calendars also. So adding to calendar means you will add the dates or the timeline of this project into your calendar just to know if there's a big, for example, the main contract award, you will know within your calendar. You can also add notes. Adding notes can be used in two ways. Either add your action points for yourself just to track any action point you want to do about this project, and this can be added privately, or adding the notes publicly, which mean your team members can see these notes, and this means you can use the platform itself to be a collaborative tool between team members. I can also save the full profile into PDF or Word. I can add it to my favorite and share the favorites with colleagues. I can print it, and in case I need any further information, we have a great feature here called Contact Researcher. This allows you to get direct contact with our analyst team, our researchers who update the platform, and request from them any further details, which mean they can conduct any kind of research on your behalf. Let's say I want more details about scope. I'll just select scope, add this question and submit it. Within 3 to 5 days, our team will get the answer for that question. So this is all the things I wanted to show about how to build a pipeline, how to use the different features in MEED projects to identify your opportunities. Before we move into the company's database and mapping stakeholders, I would like to take a minute for us to answer a poll question before we move into the second part. It's great seeing these answers coming through. We'll just give it another minute for everyone to take time to answer the poll. Okay, thank you everyone for answering the poll question, for taking the time to answer it. Now I'm gonna move to sharing the result of the poll question. It's amazing to see that a lot of you agree that MEED has helped your organization identify project opportunities. Now let's move to the second part of how to utilize all the different features here and turn opportunities, turn intelligence into sales opportunities. So the second part I wanted to show is companies. The companies database is not focused on opportunities per se, but focused more on understanding your clients, your competitors, and seeing who is working within the same focus or scope that I'm currently working on. So, how to utilize it? Once you open the company's database, you will find that the database itself has a list of all the company profiles that we have on the platform, which is over 40,000 company profiles. And to the left-hand side, the same filters. So the filters here are to define an objective again, but this time to see who is performing within that objective or scope. So I'm going to use the same example because this is my objective for opportunities. I want to see who are the consultants working in pre-execution or upcoming projects in GCC hospitality projects. So I'm going to select GCC as my location, subsector hospitality, and I'm going to focus on pre-execution. Now, after I've added these, I want to add also key project milestone. So the same focus projects. Now I have to add one more filter from this perspective because I don't want to look at all the companies that are part of these projects. I want to focus on a specific role. So I'll go to roles here. What roles mean is depending, am I looking at competitors, owners of projects that are my scope, for example? So I can either select from developers, owners, consultants, for example. I'm going to select consultants or PMC. Let's see, PMC, consultants of the projects within my scope. So what this result tell me is within GCC hospitality seen in pre-execution projects that will be awarded until end of 2026, this is my target list of consultants, Parsons being the top. So I can download this list into an Excel. I can create a saved search if there's any change on this list or there's new joiner or new stakeholders on this, I will be notified as well. But let's start by looking at one of the profiles themselves. So depending on my objective, again, as I mentioned, I can look from different perspective. And what that add value to me is it helps me with analysis. It helped me with mapping my next clients. For example, if here shows a client that controlling the scene or have a lot of projects within the same focus that I'm looking for, and that can be the conversation started that I needed to be part of these projects. So now let's go on how to utilize a profile of a company in the platform itself. Now I know I want to work with Parsons Corporation. First thing, I want to see their profile to understand and build a strategy based on that. A profile of a company will include an information card about the company, a company summary about their projects on the database, and their top partnerships. Then you will find a list of all the projects that this company is working on. Now, this is despite the scope that I defined, this is their profile. It will include all their focus. As we can see, they have 1,500 projects. Now, if I want to filter to only opportunities I have with Parsons, I can focus on filtering projects that are in phases that I'm actually interested in, like main contract PQ, main contract bid, feed, study, and focus only and design, and filter by this filter sign in the profile. What this helped me with is, first, if it's a competitor, this helped me see all the projects or understand or have visibility on all the projects my competitor is currently trying to be part of, either bidding, pre-qualifying, or winning as well in the market. So this helps you build a strategy and understand the different uh, trends of the projects your competitor works in. If it's a prospect client, this helped me map my own involvement with that client. If it's a current client, even more better, because this will show me all the projects that this person I'm working with or this company I'm working with, all the new projects that they are trying to be involved in. So then I can start a conversation about being part of these projects as well. Going past that, you will find the section for relationships. Relationship is to show you the connection between this company and other players in the market. So let's say mainly owners. Parsons, their biggest client is Ashghal because they have 148 projects. If I click on this number, the platform will help me understand the projects or the connection between these two companies. And this allow you to understand the connections in the market and who's working with who, which again help you be very strategic and very proactive, which is this session is all about being proactive and not waiting to react on projects being announced or being out there or knowing about them when it's too late. It's about being proactive and action your plans before anyone have moved in the projects themselves. Then you'll find the contacts list. So this is everyone we have captured. I'm seeing a lot of people raising their hands, so please write your questions in the Q&A box. We will have time at the end to answer all the questions. And yes, and the contact section, this is every contact we have captured for this specific company. Going past that, you'll find an overview of all the projects that this company has visualized by role, by sector, by country, by status, and finally on a map visualization just to see their interest market, their focus, where they are existing, and final estimation of the cash flow of all the projects that they are involved in until their completion. Now I can also save the profile, the full profile, not just the project of Parsons into a PDF or Word. I can also add it to my favorites and share favorites with my colleagues. I can add them to my email update, and adding them to your email update mean even if you don't log in on daily basis or check every day on the updates, when Parson have a new project they are pre-qualified to selected or bidding for, you will be notified from us that there's an update in their profile. Then you can navigate to see this update, which will keep you up to date with every change that's happening. And this is all about mapping stakeholders. I want to show one more thing about the same understanding of the market, because now I build a plan. I built my pipeline. I decided which are the projects that I'm focusing on currently, and I also looked at the stakeholders who are controlling the current market, and uh, I also focused on different companies and different stakeholders, how to understand them, understand who's controlling the market. Now I can look at different analysis on the platform, which I want to discuss next. We have a lot of different analysis. I will not go through all of them today, but I'll use some of them or focus on some of them just to verify my information about the market itself, understand the directions of the market, starting by the market index itself. So the market index, this is the first analysis tool, and this is a weekly capture of the market activity. Um, so it will show you on weekly basis what's active in the market. That includes projects that are in pre-execution or execution. And this help you understand the direction of the market, sizes of the market, help you understand trends in the past that happened. For example, I can see here that there have been a huge jump in 2017, which we all know in Saudi market or Saudi construction market. So I can see these jumps are these trends very clearly on the market itself. So I'm here focusing on GCC, but I can focus on specific sector, stage and status, and not all GCC. But for here, I'm going to look at all the market. This helped me understand the direction again and the activity of the market. I can download any of these into images or print them or download the Excel that made this visualization and use it in my own reports. The second analysis I want to show is the project pipeline analysis. The project pipeline analysis would help you uh, understand the future of projects. So what's coming up my way when it comes to the projects that are currently in the market itself. What I mean by this is I looked now for opportunities in GCC in hospitality, let's say. I want to see all sectors, not just hospitality, in GCC, in pre-execution, and apply. So what this tells me is in a bar chart or a bar chart, the projects that are in design phase, which mean they are moving closely to tendering phase, uh, a huge volume of these projects are currently in design phase. A big also part of them are in study phase, so still very early. But this helped me understand what's coming my way and estimate when they will be coming to the market itself. Or I can define also a key project milestone as I did. I can focus on projects by status or by industry to understand also which market should I focus on more. Should I focus on construction, transport, power? So I can select from GCC market or say that within GCC market, the construction has the highest volume of upcoming future projects, confirmed future projects. This is not just planned in the future. These are projects that are currently moving towards being awarded towards construction, and I can focus by country to also understand if I should focus more in UAE market, Saudi market, Oman, and so on. So this is the value of project pipeline. I can again download the data or the image here to use it on my own reports. So this is for the first step. The second um, or the third analysis I wanted to show is relevant to the stakeholders mapping. Other than seeing who's performing within the scope that I'm focusing on, I can also focus on what's the ranking of these companies, not just who is there, but who is winning or being part of bigger projects themselves. So I can do the same thing. The company rankings is meant to show me who's performing better, who's the top ranked company in a specific scope. I'm going to use the same scope that I just used, which is GCC, hospitality. In pre-execution phase, I can include execution also to change the result, but I can focus here on who are the PMCs that are winning more projects within. As I can see, Parsons is the top company when it comes to that. If I change the result to see the execution projects as well, this might change the result because it will include projects that are in execution. So as we can see, it changed a lot because I included execution projects. Similarly, if I added the complete projects, this shows me a different result, depending on what I want to look at. Am I entering a new market? Let's say I'm entering a GCC market. I want to know who should I start working with, who is the top ranked company when it comes to main contractors, to consultants, and so on, to start working with them. Depending on that, I can see the company rankings here from the analysis and understand or start mapping as well, based on the top ranked companies from the perspective that I consider my top priority or my focus at the moment. We also have company relationships, and this is the second company analysis we have on the platform. And what it helps you with is it helps you understand the relationship, not just who is top ranked companies, but who are they connected to. So the relationship between the project owners, main contractors, consultants, and the MEPs. What I can do is I can select the same filters again to the left. I can look at GCC, hospitality projects. Let's include all active projects and let's apply. For example, this will tell me that the RIA has the biggest amount of projects, but also if I hover over the RIA name, this will show me who are their top partnerships. So if I click on it, To the right here, I'll get a table that shows me their top partnerships when it comes to main contractors. UrbanCon Trading has 6 projects with them. I can actually click on this. Consultants Atkins has 9 projects with them. And MEPs, UrbanCon again is their top partnership. I can click on any of these numbers, and that will redirect me to the database and the connection or the projects that are in connection between these two players in the market. So this is all about the different analysis and how to utilize the different dashboards and use them in my reports when I'm building this strategy, when I'm building that pipeline, how to utilize the different analysis we have on the platform to empower these reports, these strategies that I'm building, and these sales opportunities. Now, to not the last step, but the step second to last is our insights. If you open the insights here, our analyst insights, these are very powerful, insightful reports done by our specialists in the market. They will show you things like, I just looked up information about top consultants in GCC, but we do have a ready report for you about top GCC consultants that was just uploaded in June, end of June. So it's just very recent report. Once you open it, you can utilize this with our experts in the market knowledge. They will show you why these are the top international, top Arab consultants that are currently in the market. You can utilize or use all of these reports in your own reports or in your own meetings by having access to all these insights as well. And to the last part of the platform, which is our AI hub. This is the new feature in MEED projects. It's still in beta phase. As you can see, the AI hub is meant to make your use of the platform much easier and much faster and efficient. So our AI is called Ava. And what makes Ava different from ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, and all the other AIs on the market is Ava actually have access to our proprietary exclusive data on the platform. So all the databases that I just spent the last 42 minutes explaining how to utilize them, Ava have access to that with a brain of an AI that can collect the data within seconds to get you the information that you need. Just to explain the interface really quickly, as you can see here, there's the prompt window where you can write or say your prompt for Ava. And there is a refinement tool as well. The refinement tool is meant to limit Ava's search into a specific industry, geography, or list of companies to give you more accurate and faster results. Ava also have an upload button, which allow you to upload your own documents into Ava and allow Ava to do any kind of analysis or build new reports based on your data that you share with it. To the left-hand side, we have new chat, which allow you to start a new conversation with Ava and conclude the last conversation you had. There's the home button that takes you to the home page of the AI itself. There is the chat history, and the chat history allow you to revisit all the previous conversations, questions and answers with Ava. You can also ask an analyst from inside Ava. Ask an analyst allow you to connect with our analyst team, but from inside the AI itself. So if you have a question about an answer Ava gave you, you can ask it from here. Help and support. This is to take you to the FAQ about Ava herself. So just to go through how to ask Ava for a specific question, I've already built an aligned prompt for this session that focuses on the same perspective we looked at. So I want to look at Ava giving me all the hospitality projects that will be awarded between 1st of July and end of 2026. Once you send your prompt, the more detailed the prompt, the more accurate the results Ava will give. Then you will see the thinking process or the thought process of Ava, how it will execute this into an action plan, then try to collect the data that you asked for from the database itself. As you can see, now Ava is building me a table of all the hospitality projects in GCC scheduled to be awarded between July and December 2026. What's great about Ava, it's connected to the database again, so I can just click on this project and this will take me to the profile of that project. So Ava will save me the time of me trying to translate my objective to the filters in the projects database and just say it to the AI, and the AI will build a list on that as well. I also asked Ava to visualize for me by quarter, which are the projects or the size of projects that will be awarded in 2026. I can see that Q3 and Q4 are very close to each other on the result, but Q4 has more projects that will be awarded in uh, in hospitality as well. I can export anything Ava answers into Word, PowerPoint, PDF, and that allows me to use Ava to create reports for me, a customized reports. You can give it thumbs up if it's a good answer like this one, or thumbs down so our development team can work on fixing any answer. As I said, our AI or Ava is still in beta phase, so it's still a work in progress as well. You can copy paste any answer that Ava gives you as well. So this is all I wanted to share when it comes to how to turn our intelligence, our MEED intelligence into sales opportunities. I'm gonna start now answering all the Q&A questions that you have asked. Okay, so let's start with the first question. We are Havak company. Is there a good way to track already completed projects that might need refreshment of air conditioning, heating, and ventilation, e.g., filter out by completion date to show projects completed 5 to 10 years ago? Yes, of course, we can do that. As I mentioned in the projects database here, um, in the projects database, I can uh, I can look at completed projects and put the main contract completion into a previous date as well. So I can go back by years as well to see from 2020, specific date in 2020, July, until, for example, and apply these filters. So let's focus on all construction, for example, and look up this information. I hope this answered your question. There's actually 5,800 projects that are within this time frame that I've selected in construction in GCC. I don't have the AI hub seen on my screen, Tariq. So Tariq, yes. So if you want us to activate it for you, so because it's in beta phase, we haven't yet activated. We activate it only by request. We have to do a demo for you, but reach out to me or anyone from the customer success team, and we can activate it to you. Hi, as a multidisciplinary engineering consultant, what status and stage would be the best to keep an eye on consultancy up, and how to know when the RFP would be possibly issued? Uh, so, so for the specific stage that you should focus on, I believe would be early stages as a study phase project. So just announced projects would be the right opportunity for you. We also have a question from Mohammed Ramahi. Hi, Amal. When we try to export the data to Excel, the report is not properly formatted and the data appears scattered and disorganized. Is there a way to generate a well-organized and probably format Excel report? That's a great question. Again, I will refer back to the filter I showed amid this session, um, which is the project field to export. So, as you mentioned, the Excel sheet would include a lot of information, and it can be overwhelming a little bit because we do try to be as comprehensive as we should to share with you all the data points that you might need. But to customize it to your preference, you just select the fields from the project field to export here and select only, for example, I don't want to have the location or profile type. I want to keep these only. I don't want to include subsector, sector. You can remove all the columns from here. I hope this answered your question as well. Colleagues added to the list is linked to the subscription user, or is it a free film? If you mean the shared, when you try to share favorites or share saved searches with colleagues, that means only people who have a license to access Meet will have that share on their screen. Is there any way to find out when the project will kick off or what the start date will be? So, again, part of the profile of a project, if we have a profile of a project already open, let me just, these are all done projects, but we can still see from them the profile of that project. So if I want to understand anything about the timeline, again, either look at the project timeline here to see the dates or go to the key project milestone and see where the project's completion date is, construction start date, or any details of the project as well. I would also recommend you utilize the contact researcher in each profile. If you have any further details you want to know about a profile, this is the best way to get further details is contacting a researcher. Yazan Jadallah, how are the predicted cash flow of a specific company for future years is estimated? So this is captured automatically from the projects that they are currently part of. So projects that they actually won and working on. So the forecast in the future is just it's not a prediction, it's not a forecast, it's actually the projects that they are in. Their completion date is in the future as well. Will we receive recording to refer back to in case when making our own report and market analysis through the platform? So this session Ishwar Debak, hi, when we generate reports of list of projects awarded to EPC contractors, if it's a GV project, the value gets duplicated, doubled for both the GV partner. How to avoid this? So if you mean in the second part of the Excel, if it's in the projects with roles, Excel, a lot of people think that there's duplicates there. So the second sheet is mentioning everything twice or three times or four times, depending on how many companies are involved in these projects. But if you're referring to the first one, projects, the first part of the Excel sheet, it shouldn't be duplicating. But please reach out to me and share with me this use case, and I can try to see or investigate it more as well. Thank you, Ishwar. Turkey, is it possible to retrieve all the things that are useful for data analysis as an analyst also? Can the platform be linked to Power BI and updated automatically? So Turkey, so we do have a lot of different ways to connect you to the database other than logging in and accessing the different analysis, different data points. We do have um, API feature where we connect your CRM to our databases. We do also have MCPs, which we link our databases to your AI if you have AI built in. For Power BI, I would suggest DDS services, but please reach out to your account manager or to your customer success manager, and we can see the options that we can support you with. But we do have several ways to support or automate the way you get the data. Can we search based on service type or product type? Um, I need more clarification on this question. What do you mean searching by service type or product type? I can't see the AI hub in our page. And Joan, please reach out to us and we will activate it for you. It's part of the subscription, so we can activate it to you if you reach out to us as well. I'm from Flower. Okay, we'll be in contact with you. Will the recording of this session be made? Yes. Can we get a recording? Yes, as well. For example, Havak product or Havak installation. Okay, so one way to look to specific product type, I would recommend in the keyword here, because these kind of products would be mentioned in the scope of the project itself. So you can use the keyword search here and write Havak, for example, and see only projects that have this in their scope, or that's mentioned in their scope, the word or the product that you are using as well. Is there a way to track modular projects or projects requiring bathroom pods? So again, if it's mentioned in the scope, there is a way by searching by keywords. But if you want to look at specific market research when it comes to size of market of projects that need this would have to be either done through a niche analysis or study through our consulting team. Qais Mohammed, if I have already filter and look into each project based on my filter, how do I keep track of the projects that I have classified as continue to monitor and mark as a good lead and exclude some from monitoring since they could be a bad lead? But if there is an update on the project, I would want to know. So the best way to do that is to create an alert for that specific project, I would say. Second thing, let's say I looked at the 137 projects that were in my list of result when I did my objective. But I found out of the 137, there is 58 that are perfect match to my objective or what I'm looking for. I would add them all to my favorites and then download my favorites from my account here. You can manage your favorites and then download them into an Excel only for the projects that are your favorite projects. The other way is to create a separate alert for each of the projects that are top value of you. You will receive the same alert that mention all the projects that are in that alert. Can I save the filters and export the saved result? So creating a saved search would be the solution to that. So create a saved search, and every time you log in, click on the saved search name and then click on export, because you already have the saved search and the result. You just need to export it every time. Could you tell us again how to enable the notification for few projects which are under our interest? So I'll go to the home page. I want to look at GCC Hospitality Leads 2026. To create the same thing, you just set the filters that you want depending on your objective and go to create saved search and alerts from here. And this will allow you to create the saved search. Just give it a name that makes sense to the filters that you have set. Share it with colleagues who are interested in the same scope. Set the frequency of emails you want to receive from us and confirm and save. I hope that answered your question. Request AI Hub. Please reach out to us. Anyone who want us to activate the AI Hub, just send us an email to your account manager or CS or the customer care at MEED. I just would like to check how we can have access to MEED projects. So please reach out to me or open this, look up MEED projects, and you can reach out to us or send us an email. I will share my email as well. Can you please show us how to access AI? Again, I tried, but I couldn't. So if it's not shown to you, just reach out to us, Sahel Al-Ghamdi. Please reach out to us by email. We will activate it to you. When showing the pipeline, it seems that the market index gives all under study or design projects regardless of the year of award. How to identify market size of a specific year? The market index. So if we're talking about the market index analysis that we have on the platform, let me just move this. The market index captures activity of projects currently in the market. So it's not It's not focusing, it's focusing on the activity currently in the market. It's capturing on weekly basis how many or what's the size of current projects in the market itself. If you want to see a specific year, I can control this. If you can see the years below here, I can control it by this tool here. I can just map it to see only from here. For me now, I'm seeing only from 2025 until now, until date. This is the movement of the market. I hope that answers the question. My issue always is MEED reports. We have visibility of the first tier contractor on the award projects. However, we are facing difficult and define the subcontractors information necessary for our analysis. For the subcontractors or suppliers, they might be out of scope for us to cover them, other than the main contractors. Can we interrogate this into Bullhorn? If we're talking about again the services where we can add our own services into your own CRMs or your own systems. Yes, we can do that. Just reach out for details about the options that we have for you. Hi, we have a problem for the project location. Once I give the data to my team, they find it confusing to find the project location. So if the project location is not already in the profile, you can reach out to contact researcher and ask us for the exact location. But if you want the data to be in the Excel itself, you can add from the project field to export into your Excel the latitude and longitude, and if it's exact. You can add those three fields, will give you the exact location of the projects if it's already listed or updated. If it's not listed, just click on contact researcher and reach out to us so we can add it. To which email address I should send to activate the AI assistant? So please reach out to our team or either reach out to me, amal.abdullah@globaldata.com. You can see my email here on the top of the screen, or your account manager or customer success manager. How to have shared favorite with someone who is also using Meet from my company so we can monitor the work. If it's on the saved search level, I can share it with them when I'm creating the saved search. I can add their name, select it from here. Or if it's on a project level, I can just add it from the project itself. When I add it to my favorites, I will just click on their name here or type their name, for example, and add them to my favorites. And add it to my favorite and share it with them. They will have it in their favorites as well. Is there a tool to see the required the megawatt or kilowatt, the power generation requirement for each project? So in each project that you are looking at, if there is quantities or specification, once you download the data, first it will be in the profile itself under quantities or specification of the project. It will be added. But also if you download it to Excel, the Excel sheet, the default Excel sheet we have on the platform, when you download it, it have 4 different sheets. The last one, projects with products. This one will list all the projects within your interest scope or within the download that you did and the quantities associated with them when it comes to megawatts or any specification or quantities associated with them. Apart from identifying the major stakeholders involved in the project, how can we obtain information about the subcontractors and system integrator participating in the project? So again, the suppliers and subcontractors are out of scope for us. But if you want specific information about a specific project, I would also again advise on contacting our research team. the contact details provided are usually do not get next request for updatation. So if you want more details about the contacts that you get from the database, again, the best way is to contact our research team and ask for a different contact for this person, different email, different phone number, or WhatsApp, or any detail for that contact, or different email, for example. They will reach out and get you the information or give you a clarification why we couldn't attend it. The database tab is not available for me. Can you elaborate what is the tab can do rather than the project list? So if we're talking about the databases here, this is our premium features. We can discuss it in further more sessions or webinars, but this include advanced databases that include macroeconomics data, city economics, and city profiles, and a specific construction market data tool that we have. If you want to know more about it, you can reach out to me or your team or customer care at Mead, and we will do a demo for you and explain more on the databases. The AI experience is not as expected when it comes to the performance of getting the right question formula that Ava can understand. Other than that, thank you for the session. We look forward. Thank you so much, Mohammed. Yes, again, Ava is in beta phase. Of course, as all AI is in the beginning, it needs to learn more and more about the databases, about how to fetch the right information for you. But thank you for the feedback and appreciate it. Thank you everyone for attending today's session. It was a pleasure. Looking forward to see you in more and more webinars. Thank you. Tariq sorry, what was your question? I don't have the AI hub in my screen. I think this is the question that you had. Please reach out to us. My issue is always meet project have visibility. Yeah, so I said for the subcontractors question, you had a couple of questions. For the subcontractor question, I said that they are out of scope for us as well. Yes, but on a project level, if you have a question, also you can again contact researcher, reach out to our team. We'll do our best to get you more information about the project. Tarek, I hope this answered your question. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate the time you spent on today's session. I hope it was informative and valuable for you, and looking forward to seeing you in more and more sessions. Thank you.